morning, it's day 80 and we're just outside the Coliseum waiting to be picked up to get back on the trail. We had a lovely couple of days here in Waynesboro.
Yeah, really nice.
We had a lot to do yesterday, hence no video, with shopping and laundry, and it was just a long day, but we near enough got most things done. And we did end up in the pool, outside pool, which was nice and refreshing at the end of the day. And we went for a nice meal last night.
Yeah, really nice. With one of the guys here. Proper restaurant, really, for a change.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've only got shorts and t-shirts, but it was nice. The food was outstanding. But I've really enjoyed it. The 2 days we've been in Waynesboro. I mean, the weather has been amazing.
It's so warm.
It is now, isn't it?
Yeah, even now at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. It's getting up into the mid 70s. We're off to Skyline Drive today. So for everybody familiar with that, you'll know we're starting the Shenandoah National Park today.
No bears, we hope.
For the first
I think
for the first 30 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to crack on now over to Harper's Ferry.
Harper's Ferry.
Yeah, and break Virginia, hopefully.
That's the unofficial halfway point where there is a big Appalachian Trail visitor centre where you register and have a photo taken and lots of memorabilia there.
Tell them the truth, how you've hiked the trail so far.
Yeah. So that's our main goal, is to get to Harper's Ferry now, which is about 10 days.
Yeah, between 8 and... It depends on conditions.
Yeah, and the weather.
And the weather, how hot it'll be, things like that.
Yeah.
So right, next time we speak to you, we'll be in familiar territory.
In the woods?
Yeah. Hi, we've been walking an hour. We've filled the registration forms in, and we're now in the Shenandoah National Park. And
all we've got is a tiny little path
at the moment.
Where around us is just trees.
Yeah, it's so green. All the way you can see. All the way behind us. But the thing I want to just do, this is really for people back home. It's not very often you can be 4,500 miles in the middle of nowhere. We got picked up into Waynesboro by a guy called Mark, who has Scottish heritage, and a super bloke. I had some mail to do today, and he took us to his house, filled them in, put the stamps on.
Amazing.
Yeah, lovely guy. And back home, my gran, she used to live in Scotland. She made a caramel wafer, chocolate wafer called Tunnock's wafers, and we had some centres. He'd never tried one before, so we gave him a Tunnock's wafer this morning, and in return, Dad, if you're looking, 4,500 miles in the middle of nowhere, and that is what I am drinking. So this is like the most surreal day of the Appalachian Trail. A bottle of Iron Brew made in Scotland. So it's not really the right thing to be drinking, walking all day, but it does taste great.
It's nice and refreshing.
It is, yeah. Hi, yeah, it's 6 minutes, 6 minutes past 3. You can tell it's been a hot day.
Very hot.
And just 50 feet to go, we've seen our first one. We saw I saw the cub run. Little cub made it into the foliage, and then Mum chased after. Just chased after it.
I just saw a black ball of
bouncing through the woods. So first bear, tried to get the phone on in time to see if I could see them, but they're gone. So anyway, day 80,
warm.
first black bear. Oh, it's in the high 80s definitely. So yeah, if we get a chance to capture one, we'll show you all. Alison, when I said on the last caption of the last video, if we capture a bear, we'll let them see it. I just want to reiterate, we didn't mean set a trap to capture a bear. I meant on film. So anyway, it's 6:45. It's the end of the day. As you can see, we're sat by a road.
This is where we're having tea.
Sorry, it is. I've just touched the screen off you. That white blaze there, our tent is back in that direction. I'll come back to Alice in a second. There's the AT sign there on that post. That's heading north. We've just come away from the tent, haven't we, to eat.
Yeah. And the shelter is that way, another 2 miles.
Yeah, just under 2 miles. We could have walked it, but we've had enough. We've had a real hot day, haven't we?
Yeah, and then it came over really thundery, so we got all kitted out in our rain skirts, and it was following us, but then suddenly it just disappeared, and it was though a heat wave came along again, and the heat hit you again, didn't it?
I mean, it dropped, on my watch, it dropped 14 degrees when the thunderstorm came over, but we were fortunate we missed the rain.
Yeah, so we've got our tent set up, like I say, just through there.
I'm ready for bed. I'm so tired today.
It's been a hot day.
The midges,
Yeah.
mosquitoes.
We've got some stuff to put on to stop the...
We've got sunscreen on first, then DEET.
And then the midges stuff.
Oh, it's just horrible.
And it's just...
There's no water.
No.
There's no water for another... We've got about a litre each, or just under. There's no water for another 2 miles.
We haven't had water for 10 miles, have
No,
we?
12 mile spell today.
Yeah.
On a day like today as well. It's just always the same, isn't it?
We've filled up with our
Yeah, we're not.
canisters,
Yeah, we haven't gone
but,
short.
We'll be hanging our food up very shortly.
Yeah, we will. We should ears all out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sun.
In fact, it's quite nice now.
It's nice, pleasant. Yeah. Should we go pack the tent on more that 1.8? It's not the walking the 1.8. It's what you got when you get there. There's so many hikers here, and you know.
A lot of past us, actually.
Well, we've been ill once. I don't want to be with a big contingent of hikers.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, it may be because we've come out of Waynesboro, but 2 or 3 have passed us today, and they were really smelly. Really. Yeah. So, gentleman just waved to us. So we are about to go back and get our mats out and blow them up. I'm just debating whether to not even bother getting my sleeping bag out tonight.
Right.
So we'll speak to you guys in the morning.
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 Day 81.
It certainly is.
What a night.
What a night. We camped on our own in the middle of nowhere, and then proceeded to listen to the birds for a few hours, non-stop. And then, obviously, the Shenandoah mice military decided to pay us a visit. And we actually, at 1 o'clock this morning, it woke me up, I could hear them scurrying. And we laid on our backs and we were looking up.
And we could see them on the top of the tent.
Through the mesh.
Shadow.
And in between the fly, they were running in between the mesh.
I thought they were on top of the
No, they were not on the top because, foolishly, I've got a pair of socks in the side pocket of the mesh, and this morning they chewed through. So, luckily the pocket's there, and we've glued it, so it's sealed the mesh again. But they were actually on top of the mesh. They weren't on top of the fly. They were in between the mesh and the fly.
And it's like only that.
Well, they're minute, aren't they? But they
look huge in the shadow.
Oh my God, there was loads of them everywhere, and I was lying there, and the pack was at the bottom of my feet, and I was thinking, if they chew through that, they're going to be in the tent. And then we heard this big, could hear something breathing, but I wanted to play rock paper scissors to see who went to have a look.
I didn't hear that. I
heard it. I was awake then.
I heard like a screeching of bark being ripped off a tree. That's what it sounded like to me. I could hear
I could hear the nostrils breathing heavily. It wasn't too close to us.
But it echoes in the woods.
But it echoes in the woods,
forest,
yeah. But then when we got out this morning, we looked around. That's the sort of thing last night we camped in. So it totally is dense here. But
it was a little spot.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Somebody camped there before.
It was comfortable.
Yeah.
It was comfortable. Yeah, it was a camp spot before.
And it was another 2.5 miles to the 2 miles to the shelter last night, and we were just.
We're on our way now, aren't we? We need to fill some water up.
Yeah.
But later today, we've got what's called a wayside. So there's one of the little stores and cafes Pardon me, it's about 11 miles, so we're hoping to make it for lunch between 12 and 1.
Yeah, it's half
And I
6
think
now, and
we're gonna,
packed up and ready to
yeah.
go, aren't we, so early.
We've sort of relied on these a little bit because we don't want to carry as much food through the Shenandoahs. And we found one today, so we're going to have lunch there, and then there's nothing to cook. We can sit, eat, drink, carry on.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're going to try the shelter tonight, but it is nearly 24 miles, and that'll be...
And already it's warm.
Yeah, it'll be dependent on the terrain anyway, won't it?
Yeah.
So we'll keep you informed. We're at a road junction. Just showing this bit of...
Sign.
That's the word. Sign here. Stretching over 2,180 miles, the Appalachian Trail crosses 14 states, 5 national parks, 7 national forests and numerous state parks and towns between Maine and Georgia. A physically daunting task. The climbing required to hike the entire length of the AT is equivalent to Mount Everest 16 times. Now, today, Alison, when we're talking about how hot it was and humid,
It's very hot earlier on.
right, 5 hours later, there you go. We're up on a viewing point now. It's blowing across the road. It's dropped 18 degrees, and there, what should be like the most amazing valley view is of Shenandoah Park. It's typical for us. You know, when people speak to us on this train and say, "Oh, you're from England, the weather's always miserable there," seriously think we brought it with us. Anyway, the next 3 or 4 days are going to be totally about the Shenandoah National Park, and I've got to say, so far, it's been the easiest terrain on the entire Appalachian Trail. We met a lovely family about an hour and a half ago. A little girl, up to Daisy, a little girl with their grandparents.
Give us an apple juice.
Each of us, yeah, both of them. Well, the grandma gave me a little carton, and the little girl, not to be outdone, gave Alison one. And then we was down at the water half an hour ago, and an American guy and his wife have given us the 2 most beautiful, juicy looking oranges. I'm carrying them, they actually weigh a ton, but in about another 2 hours we'll show you, because we're going to get to a ranger station, fill up with water, and we're going to sit and eat them.
Okay.
Morning, day 82. It's 6:27 a.m. and this is what's greeted us first thing this morning. It actually looks considerably lighter on my camera. We're walking in Felisa's. It's a bit cool, isn't it? Yeah. Well, at least we're quite a night animal-wise, but we were at a shelter last night, so people often getting up in the night to go to the toilet. But how do you sleep?
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
It's airy, this is.
It's a little bit airy, yes. Yeah, it's very misty. So our object today is what our object was yesterday, to walk 20 miles today. We didn't manage it yesterday. We stopped at a shelter, and it's quite muggy, and just take it out of you. So yeah, anything else you've got to add?
No, we'll just crack on and
Find somewhere for breakfast.
Yeah.
Get out of this woods, yeah. Okay.
So, we have just come from down there, and that's where the trail is. And we've just found a little picnic ground, and there's toilets. We're just sat here now and had a lovely little picnic on a proper bench rather than the floor, which was quite nice. And we've got 6 miles to go, well, 5.5 to go to the campsite this afternoon. So we're just packing away our stuff. It's been on and off with the weather today, but it's okay. It's cleared up a bit from this morning, so that's good. This is quite popular, this place here, so we're going back down there, and we'll see you when we get back to the shelter. It's the end of the day, and we've actually walked over 20 miles today. We've just walked down this little trail here, and up here there is a shelter, and it's quite full. We were the only ones here when we got here, so we decided that we'd sleep in the shelter because rain is on its way tonight. So although the sky doesn't look as though it's going to be raining, we have been assured that rain is on its way. Out of all these hikers here, we've got another 2, 4, 5 in the shelter with us. It's a 2-storey, although it doesn't look it, but it's 2-storey, bare fence shelter. Hikers only, one night only, it's got on a stand there. So we've got a few tents through there and up there, but hopefully no snorers, because I'm sure by now you realise that I don't really like sleeping in a tent, in a shelter. But then again, I don't really like sleeping in a tent with rain either, because of the noise and the wetness in the morning of packing it all away. So we'll see what sort of night we have. And fingers crossed, no snorers. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning, because we're a bit tired now, although it just depends on how long this lot decide to be. But I'm getting into bed soon, so they'll soon get the message, I'm sure.
Morning, day 83, and true to form, back to autumn. It rained from about 9:20 last night all the way through. We made the right decision to stay in the shelter, but to be quite honest with you, so did everybody else. It was packed. It rained till about 5 AM this morning, 5:15. It's stopped now, but every time the wind blows, obviously it's blowing off the trees. But it's still quite humid. We both had raincoats on, but we've taken them off after about 15 minutes. Starting to sweat. So, Alison forgot to mention yesterday, we were, yeah, just like an important part of the day, we were walking along the top, not like this, quite visibly the sides. If we look this side, obviously it drops down into the valley. So we're up on a ridge, walking along, and I looked to my left, and about 70 yards away sat a huge male black bear just staring at us. So I sort of was flummoxed and panicked so quick. I was walking forward and I said to Alison, oh my God, 3 o'clock, look at the size of that bear. So Alison looked, didn't say anything, carried on walking. I was watching him, he was watching me. As we went by, he laid down. We both stopped and thought, I'm going to get a picture of this. So I walked back 30 yards talking, and he sat up again. So yep, I got him on photo, and he was huge. The ironic thing was, though, we were walking, and when I said where he was, 3 o'clock's on my right and not on my left. I panicked that much, I should have said 9 o'clock. We were laughing, saying if we'd been fighter pilots, we'd have both been shot out of the sky by now. And the ironic thing was, well, that Alison looked to her left as well, but he was there and never moved, wasn't running away from us, that was for sure. And luckily never decided to approach us, because I don't know what we would have done. But it's been, since we've been in the Shenandoahs, it's all you hear about. The park is beautiful. So far I would say it's my favourite part of the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, it's a little bit rocky here underfoot, as you can see, coming down here, especially with them all being wet. But he said, everybody we spoke to, yep, saw a cub and his mum today, saw cubs on the trail, which is a little bit worrying when you see only the cub, because obviously you don't know where the parent is. But it's been a frequent thing. Somebody told us a while ago in Clingman's Dome, oh, wait till you get to the Shenandoahs, you'll see bears every day. I thought, all right, okay. But we've been here 3 days. We've seen a cub, a mum, and a male. He was certainly a male, he was huge. I sort of, that moment when you don't really know what to do and you feel a bit hot. That's exactly how I felt yesterday for the first time ever, seeing a bear out in the wilderness. But obviously he's seen the likes of me 1,000 times. So, Miss Shelford, how are you this morning? Thanks for forgetting to tell them You saw a black bear. He was sat up almost the size of you.
I know. Yeah, not too bad.
But
we did have a snorer.
Yeah, well,
Always, but I've got my bell going.
It was put full last night, but it was the right decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It rained quite heavy all night, and
Yeah.
pack's heavy enough without carrying a wet tent.
Yeah.
So we're going to crack on now before my hair gets wet, and see where the day takes us.
Hello, the trail goes back up there, but we've just come down here to have a spot of lunch at Rock Spring Hut. We've got the place to ourselves, and the sun's come out. We've done a very good cracking 11 miles already this morning. Not quite sure how well. The terrain and the weather conditions were good this morning when we set off. So this is our view where we sat and had lunch. Similar shelter to what we stayed in last night, actually. Not a lot of camping spots around here though, so we've got 10 miles to do this afternoon, which will then be definitely a record breaker day for us today. 22.4.
Yeah.
And we're just packing away now to get going, so we'll catch up with you later.
So it's 3:45. Made really good miles today, haven't we? We've just stopped here. There's some people on another view. I just thought I'd show you this. So we've come round the corner just from and wow, follow it all the way around. Bit of a dirty cloud there, but the hillside here. We've just come round through all of this, but again, absolutely amazing mountains as far as you can see. There's a bit of a lake down there, but again, as you see in the distance, mountains as far as we can see. But we're not that far really from West Virginia now and Harper's Ferry. It's Monday today, and we're hoping to be there Saturday morning and out of Virginia.
It's the end of the day. This is the third take of the video. We did 22.4 miles today and 11 this morning in record time by lunchtime. But the 11 miles this afternoon took ages.
It's tough terrain.
It was really tough. It was really rocky, actually. It's now 8:20, as you can gather. We're in our tent, and I'm getting told off by somebody behind me by going all the time. But we've got our cards ready.
Let's just have a look at the town.
And
where we're going. I'm here.
Simon is here as well.
Yep, we're at. I'll tell you where we are at the moment. Tonight we're at the Bird's Nest Shelter, 938.8 miles, 61.2 miles, and we'll have done 1,000 miles.
Unbelievable, actually.
We've done massive miles this week, really have.
Yeah.
20 point something yesterday, 22 point today. We're looking at 17.7 tomorrow, but it leaves us. We've got a hostel the following day, but we're going to smash it off tomorrow. About I think around 20. Train, like Alison said, was completely different this afternoon. It was me again saying that the Shenandoahs have been really easy, and then it was like being in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The rocks were everywhere. But
no bears today.
No. Saw a little rabbit.
Little rabbit.
Took a photograph of him. He wasn't moving.
Yeah.
But it's 300 chipmunks.
We were going to show you how we set up the tent and everything, but
we're a little bit late tonight.
We're a little bit later tonight, so we'll do it another night and show you our nightly routine and everything else.
Yeah.
So
this is our nightly routine. Looking at what we're going to do tomorrow. And
where the water is, where the resupply is, and how much food we've got. It's just never ending. But we're back in our tent tonight rather than the shelter. The shelter's just next door, actually. There's 3 guys staying in there tonight. but it's not raining.
It's the same guys we've slept with the last few nights.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking. We've been up to 3,800 feet today, and it's done.
No
Tomorrow,
climbs.
34, down to 3,000. There is one at about 3,500 feet, and then we're done. We are down to 3,000, 2,000, 1,700, 950 feet. I can't ever remember being below 1,000 feet ever on this trip. So we're coming out of the mountains into West Virginia, into Maryland, and then
by the end of the week we'll be at Harper's Ferry.
We will. And I'm looking at a sea level of 248, I think we'll fall over, 248 feet. So we've got about 600 or 700 feet coming up, 600 or 700 miles now of well, no mountains, but they do say that Pennsylvania kills a lot of hikers off. There's 100 mile of solid rock and loose rock terrain.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I'm just hoping it can't be worse than some of the mountains we've climbed. I know that.
So we're going to bed now. Well, we're not. We're going to have a game of cards.
But it is 8:30. It is nearly hiker midnight.
It is hiker midnight, yeah.
And the sun's setting. See it?
Yeah.
To the back of the trees.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's going well. We've really picked the mileage up. We were a little bit concerned, obviously, with how many miles we've got to pull back in the time. We've set a day.
Yeah.
And we're going looking. We've worked out the mileage we've got to do. We're looking to summit Katahdin. A little bit premature, I know, but obviously with our visa, 15th of August. And I just want to say one thing. And met somebody last night, didn't like him. That's nothing new for me. And I was talking to a guy from New York. We was talking about places in the world. This guy laid in the shelter next to Alison and said, so when are you thinking of getting to Maine? So Alison says, we'll have to summit for 15th of August. All right, flatly, you won't do it. And that was it. You won't do it. So there's nothing like having confidence in people. So
I didn't quite know what to say, so I didn't say
nothing. But that's
anything.
it. Anybody who knows me knows now, especially, that's the worst thing you could say. So tomorrow we're doing 46 miles.
We're not. But we'll see you in the morning.
We will. Bye. Morning, day 84. Bit fresh.
Bit fresh.
It is a bit fresh.
Yeah.
Didn't sleep too bad. Was woken up again with mice running up and over inside the lining of the tent. Actually banged the wall during the morning and actually knocked one off, and I heard him fall and scamper away. But it's just the time of year, isn't it? It's getting to summer, and we camped right next to the shelter, as most of the camp spots were taken. There was a family here, nice family, looked like a dad and two sons, didn't it?
Yeah.
Doing a bit of a section hike, and they got hammocks up, and as we came down to the shelter, to be honest, I didn't think anybody was going to be here. I thought we might be the only one. No. Only one's here.
3 joined.
Yeah, 3 guys.
Just after they slept in the shelter.
They slept in the shelter though, but
we're up and away, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Packed away.
Still in the Shenandoahs for a few more days. It's beautiful. Look, I've absolutely loved it here. The terrain's been nice. Yesterday was difficult.
Yeah.
Big climb. But some of the views have been great, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, it was ironic because about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon we looked out over a view, and then if you're looking straight on, at 1 o'clock there was a lake.
Yeah.
And by 6 o'clock last night,
it was
on our left-hand side. To me, that would be 3 o'clock, but it's nice, actually 9 o'clock. So I'd actually walked all the way around the mountain ridge line to the other side of it. And after today, we start to descend. I was looking in the book last night, and we're getting lower and lower and lower, getting into West Virginia, then Maryland, and then on to Pennsylvania.
It's quite cloudy.
Yeah, it is.
But it's good hiking.
Yeah, it's
Good
beautiful hiking
day.
weather. Should be able to really crack on this morning.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hi, yeah, it's 1:15 and we've just had lunch there. As you can see, one of those wayside bars. We've just sat under those trees with some guys and had lunch, but it's pretty cool. It's only about mid-60s.
Yeah.
We do want to say something because we've got to say about 2 days ago we were coming out of one of the skyline areas onto a drive in the Shenandoahs and we crossed the road, didn't we?
Yeah.
And a lady in a white Nissan 4x4, Bobby, pulled up.
There was a bag of apples.
Bag of apples, bottle of water each, packet of crackers,
Yeah.
and
So,
once
thank
again,
you.
yeah, the generosity. Funny enough, while we were sat just at those benches over there, we were actually criticising how much some of the resupply stuff is, obviously, in these places in the Shenandoahs, because you've got nowhere else. And a hiker just came over with a full box of Snickers and a full box of Cliff Bars and gave all of us a Snickers each and 2 Cliff Bars each and just says, guys, we've got too much food. And that, it just happens all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we're going back into the woods now. We've got 7 miles to the shelter, but we're going to carry on. And because we're at a hostel tomorrow night, so we're going to try and reduce tomorrow's 14 miles, aren't we?
Yeah. Just want to say also happy birthday to Colin Shelford.
Yeah, happy birthday, Colin.
Yeah, ex-father-in-law. Hope you're feeling okay, and we'll see you when we come home.
Yep. And I hope you're watching the cricket, because I know cricket season started. So, yeah, everybody, we'll speak to you later, and we'll crack on.
Hopefully it's not raining. Hi, it's 7:20. We've just had to put our tent up in the rain because hair's wet still. It's been raining for the last
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it to the next shelter, which is actually only 3 miles away, but we have walked 24.5 miles today. Quite nice actually. I quite enjoyed today. It was quite easily terrain, wasn't it?
It was a good train till the last couple of hours.
The last couple of hours have been hard because we've been pushing to just see whether we can make it or not. But we found a little camping spot at the top of the hill, just at the side,
But hey,
on our own, which that's why I want to get to the shelter. But a marathon day.
48 miles in 2 days.
Yeah, 48 miles in 2 days.
So that's pretty good.
So yeah, we managed to get in the tent and dry relatively-ish.
Yeah, all right.
Downside is we can't cook in here, obviously because of the bears.
No, we've not eaten a lot today.
Not eaten a lot
and
today.
that's not good.
No.
But in the morning.
But we know that, so we're not. We'll try.
Yeah, we'll make up tomorrow because we're having a Nero.
Yeah, we're going into what's the place called?
Front Royal.
Front Royal in the morning.
Which will be the last stop now, and we'll be out of Virginia.
Yeah.
So Front Royal tomorrow is from where we are.
6
miles. It's Harper's Ferry.
I know.
It is 6.7 miles. So to be honest, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
If we're away for 7, we'll be knocking them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then we can get in, we can shower. We can get our clothes off, they do the washing. The lady or the gentleman shuttle us into town, which is looks quite a reasonable town.
Yeah.
We only really need a few supplies for another maximum 3 days.
Yeah.
We've got a 53 mile run then from
53 miles to Harper's Ferry.
in 2.5 days.
Yeah.
But the reason being, we've got a mailbox, a mail drop there that we sent ourselves, and if we don't get there Saturday morning, we haven't got the time to wait Sunday, have we?
No, we have to crack on.
And then we can't leave the parcel. It's got clothing in, it's got a bit of food that we had sent from England and obviously friends. So we need to get there for Saturday before midday, take out what we need, put in what we don't need, and move that on to Hamburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So really, we've got to hope. The weather will be what it will be.
Yeah.
But we're looking at really 2 22-mile days and a 7 into Harper's Ferry. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
No, sorry, that's not right, is it? 2 23-mile days and the 7. We'd push it to 9.
Yeah.
We'd push to 9, but we have to be there before midday.
But it all depends on the weather and it depends on the terrain.
Well,
because
so we'll have to get there.
We've got a roller coaster coming up as well. I know we do. Yeah.
If we don't get there, then we're going to absolutely waste a day on Sunday, and then have to wait till Monday 9 o'clock for it. So we can't. So I have to get there. So that's me just throwing down a bit of authority. And she's probably going to hit me now when the camera goes off.
So hopefully no mice tonight. We did have mice last night running over
the roof. I've just got to tell you, we watched them run between, obviously between the fly and the outer netter. But last night, I was so fed up about it. It was dark, couldn't see. I could hear one, so I battered the side of the net and actually hit the mouse, and I heard him fall to the floor. So it's quite funny, but he didn't come back. But yeah, the guys in the shelter also, didn't they? Had trouble with mice last night. Yeah. And we've not had that yet, so but yeah, all's good. Mileage has really been impressive for us over the last, when I think, what have we just done? 47 miles in 2 days, and that would have taken us 6 days in Georgia, 5 days in Georgia. 6 days.
6 days, yeah.
6 days in Georgia. So yeah, but the Shenandoahs have been nice. I wish we got about another 500 miles, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, all's good.
So we'll see you in the morning.
Yep, we certainly will.